Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. Now take that easiness with a grain of salt, because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called SVS number 421, and it's specifically Shifter Dots by Richard. And here are the rules. Apply classic Sudoku rules, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or 3x3 box. Digits on different sides of a shifter dot, which are these yellow dots, must always have either the same parity, which is even, so they have to be 2, 4, 6, and 8, or odd, 1, 3, 7, 9, or they have the same polarity, which is high and low, which means they have to be 6, 7, 8, and 9, or of the set 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can never have neither and never have both. So you have to have the same parity and a different polarity, or a different parity and the same polarity. You can never have neither, so you have to have one of each, and you can never have both, so you can't have both be the same. The digit 5 may not appear next to a shifter dot, and not all shifter dots are necessarily given. So as an example, he says allowed is, say, like 8 and 4. Because you have the same parity, but a different polarity, right? So the same parity, they're both even, but a different polarity. 8 is high and 4 is low. Also, another one that's allowed is 8 and 9. In 8 and 9, 8, they have the different polarity. 8 is even and 9 is odd. But they have, different parity. 8 is even and 9 is odd. But they have the same polarity, which means 8 is high and 9 is high. So that's how, and that's an allowed version. What is not allowed is, say, 7 and 2, because they have different parity. 2 is even and 7 is odd, and they have different polarity. 7 is high and 2 is low. And 2 and 4 doesn't work for similar reasons, but actually, well, not exactly similar reasons. They have the same parity, they're both even, and they have the same polarity, they're both low. So that's why you have shifter dots, you have to have one and only one be the same out of parity and polarity. So one has to be the same and one has to be different. So you can have either the same parity in a different polarity or different parity in the same polarity. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay. This is interesting. So we know 5 can never be next to a shifter dot. So in row 4, where is the 5? It can't be next to the shifter dot. It can't be the filled in digits. So it has to be one of these 3 digits. What about box 9? Where is the 5? These are all next to shifter dots, so that can't be 5. So 5 has to be one of those 2. And what about box 3? Well, these are all next to shifter dots, and these are filled in, so 5 has to be here. So this is 5, which means that can't be 5. How about box 2 now? 5 cannot be any of these because they're next to shifter dots. Can't be here, so it has to be one of these 2. Then where is the 5 then in row 1? It has to be here. 5 can't be here. 5 can't. Okay, so where is the 5 in box 5? Can't be there. These are all connected to shifter dots, so this has to be a 5. 5 can't be here, then 5 has to be one of those 2. 5 cannot be here because of this 5, and can't, well, actually, these are all connected to shifter dots, so it has to be one of these 3. So this cannot be a 5, which means this is a 5. This can't be 5 because one of these 2 cells is a 5. What about in box 8? Where is the 5? It Can't be here because of the 5 in the column. Can't be next to any shifter dots. Can't be here because of the one of these must be a 5, so the 5 has to be here. This can't be 5, so this must be a 5 remaining. This 5 eliminates 5 here. That leaves that as a 5. Okay. Where is the 2 in column 3? Can't be here because of the 2 in the box. Can't be here. Can't be any of the filled in cells, so this is a 2. This must either have the same parity or the same polarity. Well, if it's the same polarity, the only digit remaining would be 4. And then it would also have the same parity. So this cannot be the same polarity. It has to be a different polarity. So it's 6 or 8. Because it must have the same parity because it has a different polarity. And it can't be 6 because of the 6 in the row, so this is an 8. Let's see. What else do we have? 8 can have what? It cannot be next to a 6 because that has the same parity and the same polarity. They're both even and they're both high. So 6 then has to be here, which means 6 and 8 have to be here, but they again cannot be next to each other. Therefore, where are they? They have to be separated. So this is 6 and 8, this is 6 and 8, right? Because they can't be next to each other because they have the same polarity, again, they're both high, and the same parity, they're both even. So this must be a 4, 7, 9 triplet here. Yeah, 7 and 9 have the same polarity. They're both high, but different parity because they're both odd. Set 4 has the same parity. They're even, but the different polarity because 4 is low and 8 is high. What else are we looking for? We have ones. Ones cannot be here or here. Okay, so what is this digit? It's either the same polarity, which would be high, in a different parity, which would be odd. So this is 7 or 9. Or it's the same parity, which is even. So this is 2 or 4 then. We're not sure. Same here. This is either high with odd digits, or it's low with even, and it cannot be 2. So this would be 4 or 7 here. This would be the same, 2, 4, 7, 9, but it can't be 4. If this, what digit can this be? Is kind of the question. Actually, where is the 7? 7 has to be one of these 3 digits in box 3. So it's next to some parity, some shifter dot, sorry. What are the remaining digits in column 3? They're 1 with 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 9. This can't be 1. This can't be 7 here. Interesting. So the remaining digits in box 4 are 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8, but this can't be 7. Therefore, this is an even no matter what. So 7 has to be one of these 4, but we're not sure which. Huh. So say this was 6 or 8. I don't know if that's helpful. These can't be 2. Oh, that's interesting. I think one of these has to be 6 or 8. You can't have 4 and 7 next to each other because they are different parities. One's even, one's odd, and they're different polarities. 4's low and 7's high. So one of these has to be 6 or 8. Okay. What about these? One of these, also, I think, also has to be 6 or 8, right? 2 and 4 are both the same parity and same polarity. 2 and 4 with 7 are different parities and different polarities. So one of these is 6 or 8, one of these is 6 or 8. So this cannot be 6 or 8 then. It's 2, 4, or 7 here. So one of these is 6 or 8. This is 6 or 8, which means you cannot have... Okay, so this can't be 6 or 8 here. Actually, where is the 3 in column 4? It cannot be any of these because, again, 3 can't be next to a 6 or 8 on a shifter dot because it's a different parity and it's a different polarity. This can't be 3 because of the 3 in the row. This can't be 3 because of the 3 in the box. Therefore, one of these is a 3. Therefore, it's a low odd digit. Excuse me. It must be paired with either a low high digit or an even low digit. So it could be a low high. So 3, it would be 3 and 7 if that's the case. Or a low low. Sorry, low even, which would be 2 or 4, but 4 is not possible. So this is specifically 3 with 2 or 7 here. This is 2, 4, 7. This is 2 or 7. 1 cannot be here because that would be the same polarity and parity. Whereas the 1 in column 4, it has to be here. So this is 1. 4 has to be one of these two cells. So 4 cannot be with 2. 4 can be with 1. So these could both be 4. This could be 1 because it's different polarity. Sorry, different parity but same polarity. Or same parity but different polarity. So that would be 7 or 9. So 4 is one of these two. This can't be 6 because of the 6 in the row. 2 cannot be here because it would have to be with 4 then. So where is the 2 in row 9? It has to be one of these two cells. So again, this is a 2. It can be with different parity but same polarity. So this is 1 or 3 could be there. And same parity, which would be even, but different polarity, which would be high. So it cannot be 6, it could be 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, or 8 here. Remaining digits in row 3 are 2, 4, 7, 9. Well, we have a 2, 4, 7, 9 quadruplet in box 2, which eliminates 2, 4, 7, 9 in the rest of the box. Also, we have a 6, 8 pair, so this can't be 6 or 8. This must be a 3 then. What are the remaining digits? in row 2. We have to have a 1 in one of these two cells. Since the 1 is here, it could be same parity, different polarity, which is 7 and 9. So 1 could be with 7 or 9 here. Or same parity, sorry, different parity and same polarity, which would be 2 and 4, but it cannot be 2. So this could be, okay. Well, we don't know where 7 is. Never mind. If this were 4, you'd have 3 digits. You can't have 2 there. You would have to have... You'd have to have either low odd digits or high even digits, but there are no high even digits possible, and you would only have 2 low digits, so this can never be 4. This can't be 7 either. So this is 1 or 9 here. If you had... If you had a 9 here, you either have low odd, which is 1 and 3, or you have high even, which is 6 and 8. So, but the 6 and 8 are already accounted for, so that would leave 2 digits here next to this digit. So that cannot be 9. So this is a 1. This can't be 1 here. The 1 is next to, again, low evens, which is 2 or 4, or high odds, which is 7 or 9. We now have a 2, 4, 7, 9 quadruplet in row 1, which eliminates 2, 4, 7, 9 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 2, 4, 7, or 9. It has to be a 3. This can't be 7 here. The 3 can be next to a low even or a high odd. That works for 2, 7, or 9 here. This cannot be 3 because of a 3 in the column. This can't be 2 because of that 2. Let's see. This did, well, 2, 4, 7. So it's either a low even or a high odd. Could be next to a low odd. So it would have to be 3 if that were the case. Or a high even, which would be 8 in that case, right? The 3 and the 8. The 3 could be next to... would also have to be next to a low even. So that's interesting. You'll always alternate between low evens and high odds, or low odds and high evens. Huh. So I think this, okay, so if this is 3, it could be next to 2, 4, 7, 9, right? If it's 8, it's also next to 2, 4, 7, 9. But it can't be 4, 7, so this is specifically 2 and 9 here. So it's either 2, 4, 7, 9. So it's either part of a set of 2, 4, 7, 9, or it's a part of a set of 1, 3, 6, and 8, right? Okay, so for shifter dots, you'll always sort of alternate between the sets 1, 3, 6, 8 and 2, 4, 7, 9, right? So we know these are all 2, 4, 7, 9 sets. So I guess we'll mark them as orange, and these then must be yellow, right? So this is orange, this is yellow, this is orange, this is yellow. These we don't know. Yellow, one is yellow. This is an orange left, right? We have, right, 1, 3, 6, 8, 2, 4, 7, 9. So this is yellow. These are all oranges, which means these are yellow. We have one each. Actually, no, these are both orange, right? Which makes this a yellow, which makes this an orange. So it cannot be 4 or 7 here. This is 6 or 8, which makes this 4 or 7. This also has to be an orange, which makes this yellow, which makes that orange. 1 and 3 are yellow. 7 is an orange. 2 is an orange. 2 and 4 are oranges. 4 is an orange. 6 is a yellow. Nine is an orange. We don't know about these. This is one of each. Okay, this is orange, which forces this to be yellow, which means this is orange. This is one of each. So now we have 4 oranges in column 2, so this must be yellow, which forces this also to be orange, which forces this to be yellow, this to be orange. Yellow, again, has to be 4, 6, or 8 here. This has to be 2, 4, 7, 2, 4, 7, 2, 4, 7. One of these is a 2. So one of these has to be a 2 also, since one of these is a 2. This cannot be 6 or 8 or 1, so this has to be 9. This can't be 1, 6, or 8, so this is 7. The 9 can be next to 1, 3, 6, and 8, but can't be 3, can't be 8, so this is 1 or 6. Similarly here, this is 1, 3, or 6, but can't be 8. This 7 means this can't be 7, can't be 9. This is a 6 or 8, which forces it to be a yellow. This can't be 9, this can't be 9, this can't be 7 or 7. This is 1, 6, 8, so this is these all have to be yellows here, which forces this to be orange, this to be orange, which makes this a yellow. Therefore, this is also a yellow. The only orange then would be 7 here, which would make this a 3. These can no longer be 7. This can't be 7, this can't be 7, so this is 4. This can't be 4 or 7, so this is 2, which means this can't be 2. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 2. This can't be 2 anymore. 2 has to be next to an 8, or 3, actually. That works for either one. This can no longer be a 2. Nor can this. Where is a 2 in row 9, then? It has to be here. So this is 2. One of these is a 2. These can't be 4 anymore. We have a 4, 7, 4, 7 pair in column 6, which eliminates 4 and 7 in the rest of the column. This can't be 7, this can't be 4, which leaves this as a 4 and is orange. Therefore, this must be yellow and cannot be 9. So this has to be 1. This can't be 1 and is a yellow. This is an orange. We have 4 yellows now in row 9. So this must be orange, which leaves this as a yellow. This can't be 1, so it must be 8, which makes that a 3. This has to be a 7, 9 pair here. That leaves this as 1, 3, or 6, but it can't be 3, so it must be 1 or 6. This 8 eliminates 8 here and 8 here, so this is 6, which makes this a 1. This can't be 1 or 6, so this is 3. This can't be 1, so this is 6. This can't be 6 or 8, so this is 1. That leaves this as a 3. One of these must be a 4 because this can't be 4 anymore. We have a 7-9 pair, which eliminates 7 and 9 from the rest of the box. This can't be 7 or 9. This is a 2-4 pair. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so this is 4. This is 7. We have these digits, one of them's yellow, one of them's orange. Same with these. So that's 4 yellows, which means this has to be orange. So this is 2 or 9 here, because it cannot be 4 or 7. This is 4 oranges now. This is a yellow. That means this is also a yellow, so it's 6 or 8 here. We have 3 of each in column 6. Where can 1 be? 1 has to be one of these 2 digits. 1 has to be one of those 2 digits. What are the digits remaining in column 9? It's 3, 5, 8, and 9, right? This can't be 3, this can't be 3. This can't be 3. Where is the 3 in column 9? It has to be here, so this is 3, which makes that 8. This is a yellow. This cannot be 5. So this is 8 or 9. Interesting. This can't be 8. So one of these 2 is an 8 here. Remaining digits in row 4. This can't be 9 because of this 9, so this is a 5, which means this can't be 5. Where this can no longer be 5, where is the 5 in column 8? It has to be here. This is 6, 8, or 9. These are 1, 6, and 8, but 8 cannot be here because of this 8, so 8 has to be here in row 4. This becomes a 1, 6 pair, and they're both yellow. This can't be 6 because of this 6, so this is 1, this is 6. This can no longer be 1, therefore this is a 1 and a yellow, which must be next to an orange. Therefore, this is a yellow. The yellows are 1, 3, 6, and 8, so this is 8, this is 9, this must be a 7. It's an orange, it must be next to a yellow. So it cannot be, this 9 means this can't be 9, so this is 2. This has to be 8 then, which makes that a 6, which makes that a 9. This is orange. We have 4 and 9 left. This can't be 9, so this is a 4, which makes that a 9. This has to be 6 or 8, but can't be 6, so this must be 8, which makes that a 6. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 2, which makes this a 4, which makes that a 2. Neither of these can be 2 here. This 9, actually the 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 8, which makes that a 6. This can't be 4. We have a 7, 9, 7, 9 pair in box 1, which eliminates 7 and 9 in the rest of the box. This can't be 7 or 9, so this is a 4. This digit remaining must be a 4. Huh. How do you differentiate these? Okay, well, yeah. So let's remove the colorings then. This will make this green and this yellow. So this must be the yellow one, which makes this the green one. This must be the green one, which makes this the yellow one, which makes this green. Oh, we already know from this. Okay, so this 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 7. All the greens are 9s, and all the yellows are 7. Pretty interesting, actually. So it basically, the shifter dots sort of feel like they're just two sets, right? That you can essentially have next to each other, right? So you have the set 1, 3, 6, and 8, which must be next to a set that is 2, 4, 7, 9. And they'll always alternate between those. Huh. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.